Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, I make good money, so why does it still feel like I'm always behind? Or maybe no matter how hard you try to save, spend wisely, or stay on top of your finances, something just keeps pulling you back into old habits. What if I told you, it's not your fault? In this video, we're going to go deeper than budgets, bank apps, or financial advice. We'll explore the 5 money archetypes, the hidden emotional identities that silently shape how you earn, spend, save, and even how you feel about money. And by the end of this video, you'll not only discover which archetype is running your financial life, you'll also learn how to shift its shadow into strength so you can stop sabotaging yourself and start building true peace with your money. You see, most of us were never taught how to build a relationship with money. We were told to hustle, to be responsible, to give generously, but never how to listen to the part of us that's afraid or ashamed or just plain confused. I made all the right financial moves and still found myself burned out, undercharging, or panicking at the smallest expense. Until I discovered this: the problem wasn't the numbers, it was the story underneath them. So let's take a look at the story running your financial life. Let's meet the archetypes, decode the patterns, and begin the shift towards something that finally feels aligned. Ready? Let's begin. You probably think your money habits come from how you were raised, how much you earn, or how disciplined you are. And sure, those things matter, but they're not the whole story. The truth is, your relationship with money was shaped long before your first paycheck, not just by your parents or society, but by something deeper, your internal script. A quiet story running in the background of your life, telling you what money means and what it says about you. Take Sarah, for example. She's a 38-year-old marketing consultant making 6 figures. From the outside, she's successful, but every month she's scrambling. Her savings account barely moves. She keeps telling herself, I just need to get better at budgeting. But deep down, she's terrified to even look at her bank app. Why? Because somewhere along the line, Sarah picked up the belief that money is overwhelming and that she's not good at it. So even though she's smart and capable, her inner story keeps her stuck in avoidance. And then there's Marcus. He grew up in a family where money was tight and every dollar had to be earned through hard work. Now, even though his business is thriving, he can't relax. He grinds through 12-hour days, terrified that if he slows down, it'll all disappear. He doesn't realize it, but he's still living by an old script. Rest is dangerous. Success must be fought for. Do you see the pattern? Your financial decisions, how you spend, save, avoid, or obsess, aren't just random. They're rehearsed. They're coming from an emotional blueprint you didn't even know you had. And here's the big lesson. Until you uncover the script, it keeps making decisions for you. Quietly, automatically, but once you see it, you can start to change it. So what's really shaping your relationship with money? Let's go one layer deeper into the world of money archetypes. Because if you've ever wondered, why do I keep doing this? The answer might be hiding in one of them. Let's meet the first 5. So now that we've uncovered the idea of a hidden script, let's give it a face. According to Jungian psychology, we all carry internal archetypes, universal patterns of behavior. Think of them like characters in your personal story. When it comes to money, these archetypes shape how we think, feel, and act financially, even if we don't realize it. Let's meet 5 of the most common ones. The innocent. This archetype wants peace, not spreadsheets. Innocents avoid financial responsibility, hoping things will just work out. Like Jenna, a yoga teacher who tosses bills in a drawer, trusting the universe will provide. Her calm vibe is admirable, but when rent is late, stress takes over. Shadow trap, avoidance and wishful thinking. Gift, trust and simplicity when grounded in gentle structure. The warrior. The warrior sees money as a battlefield. Hustle, strategy, competition. This archetype believes success must be earned through relentless effort. Think of Eric, a tech startup founder who hasn't taken a real vacation in 6 years. He's built wealth, but his body is breaking down. Shadow trap, burnout and control. Gift, action, leadership, and clear goals, once balanced with rest. The martyrs feel valuable when they sacrifice. They overgive, undercharge, and feel guilty when they spend on themselves. Like Maria, a caregiver who always picks up the check, then secretly resents it. Shadow trap, guilt, depletion, and resentment. Gift, Deep compassion and heart-led generosity when it's chosen, not compulsive. The Fool fools live for fun. They're spontaneous, magnetic, and often impulsive. Take Josh, who buys concert tickets instead of paying his phone bill. You only live once, he laughs, but it's starting to catch up. Shadow trap, instability and avoidance. Gift, joy, presence, and bold creativity when paired with a bit of planning. The ruler. Rulers build empires. They feel safest when in control and often tie self-worth to success. Angela, a business coach, works 70-hour weeks, obsessed with maintaining her image. Shadow trap, perfectionism and fear of losing power. Gift, vision, structure, and legacy when driven by purpose, not fear. Here's the truth, we all carry a mix of these, but one usually takes the wheel, especially under stress. So, which one sounded a little too familiar? Now that you've met the cast of characters, let's explore what happens when they clash with others and even within ourselves. Because your financial chaos might not be about math, it might be about misaligned archetypes fighting for control. Let's talk about that. Now that you've met some of the key archetypes, let's talk about what happens when they don't get along. Because here's the thing, most of us aren't ruled by just one archetype. We carry several, and sometimes they're at war with each other. You might be part martyr and part ruler. One side of you wants to give freely to everyone, while the other side needs structure and control. So you donate to a friend in need, and then feel resentful when your savings take a hit. That tension? That's your internal archetypes clashing. Take a look at Carla. She's a freelance graphic designer who prides herself on being generous with her time and talents. Classic martyr. But she also has a strong warrior streak. She wants to grow her business, raise her rates, and set clear boundaries. The problem? Every time she tries, the martyr kicks in and whispers, "You're being selfish." So she stays stuck in undercharging and overgiving, burning out in the process. Or think about James and Olivia, a married couple constantly fighting about money. James is the fool, carefree, spontaneous, lives in the moment. Olivia is the ruler, organized, future-focused, thrives on planning. Their arguments aren't really about money, they're about two clashing worldviews. And sometimes, the conflict is inside you. You want to rest, innocent, but feel guilty for not grinding, warrior. You crave financial freedom, magician, but resist creating a budget, fool. The tug-of-war happens quietly, until you're left feeling confused, stuck, or worse, ashamed. Here's the lesson. Your outer chaos is often just a mirror of your inner conflict. The goal isn't to silence one archetype or pick a better one. It's to integrate them, to let each voice be heard without letting fear run the show. And that's what we'll explore next. How to shift your archetype's shadow into strength, and how to build a financial life that feels aligned, not divided. Let's dive in. By now, you've probably recognized parts of yourself in more than one archetype, maybe even caught a glimpse of the patterns running your financial life. But awareness alone isn't enough. To truly change, we have to go deeper, into the shadows. In Jungian psychology, the shadow is the part of ourselves we've pushed away. Not because it's bad, but because at some point it didn't feel safe to express. And money? Money reveals those shadows faster than almost anything. Let's look at Chris, a successful entrepreneur. Outwardly, he's the warrior, focused, driven, always pushing forward. But behind that hustle is a scared inner child who grew up in poverty, vowing never to feel powerless again. His shadow isn't ambition, it's fear. Fear of losing it all. So he never stops working, even when he's exhausted. Healing for Chris means learning to rest without guilt and realizing his worth isn't tied to productivity. Or there's Leah, a magician at heart. She believes in abundance and energy flow, but she avoids her taxes, her invoices, even her budget. She tells herself she's trusting the universe, but really she's afraid. Her shadow is avoidance dressed up as spirituality. Her healing began when she started using spreadsheets not as control, but as clarity. Here's the truth. Every archetype has a shadow, and inside that shadow, a wound trying to protect you. When you stop fighting that part of yourself and instead start listening, you begin to shift. That's where the strength lives. Start small, journal, get curious, ask, what is this behavior really protecting? Then gently make new choices. The martyr can still give, but now from fullness, not guilt. The fool can play, but with a safety net. The ruler can lead without micromanaging every detail. Your archetype isn't your problem, it's your pattern. And every pattern once seen can be rewritten. And that brings us to the heart of it all, what money really reflects, your self-worth. In our final section, we'll explore how your relationship with money is a mirror for how you see yourself and how to finally break free. Let's keep going. So here's the truth most people never hear. Your relationship with money is never just about money. It's about how you see yourself. Real abundance doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your worth. And for many of us, that worth was shaped by early messages. You have to work hard to deserve anything. Don't be greedy. Nice people don't ask for more. Over time, those beliefs get internalized, and suddenly money becomes a mirror, reflecting every fear, every insecurity, every question like, am I enough? Take Nina. She's an artist who deeply values beauty and creativity, but whenever she sets her prices, she hears a voice saying, no one will pay that. You're not worth it. So she lowers her rates, over-delivers, and ends up resenting her work. Her money problem isn't numbers, it's permission. Permission to receive, permission to believe she's worth the energy she puts out. Or Mark. He grew up hearing that rest was lazy. So now, even when he's financially stable, he can't stop hustling. Because underneath there's a fear. If I stop, maybe I'll lose everything. He doesn't need a new business strategy. He needs to uncouple his identity from performance. Here's the lesson. Until you believe you're worthy of earning, resting, receiving, and being supported, money will always feel like a test. And when you do believe you're enough, you make decisions from peace, not panic. You save without shame. You charge with confidence. You spend without guilt. Redefining wealth means remembering this. You are valuable, whether your account is full or not. You deserve to be supported, whether you're working or resting. Money is just energy. Self-worth is the foundation. And if you're ready to go even deeper, stay tuned. In the next video, we'll explore how multiple archetypes show up in your career, your relationships, and your spiritual growth, and how to bring them into alignment. Because the goal isn't just financial freedom, it's inner freedom. And that changes everything.